Good morning class 10 student. Today we will do some revision classes on the chapter light. As you know, in unit 1 you are having this chapter, but since due to pandemic situation exam won't be able to held at that time, so we have selected that chapter for your annual exam. So sound chapter already done. So what we will do right onwards on the few video, the revision classes on light. Now for revision classes of light or light, as you have done, it is on the month of March or February. So I am giving you a quick recapitulation what you have to study for the chapter. So law of refraction, law of reflection you will study. Achha, few cases from prism, deduction from prism, the relationship between reflection and the angle of incidence, angle of reflection done. Then refractive index with respect to the speed of light, that you have to do. Mirror, spherical mirror, both the proof for convex mirror, concave mirror you need to do. Means just open your classwork copy, whatever you had done you need to do it again. Now since we are doing the revision from light, so for both the section 10A and 10B, when you will open your copy, you can see we have done test papers solution up to few 2-3 page probably we have done. So after that I started my revision. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that whenever there is some deduction or something, since it is done so many days earlier before, so here I will give you a quick recapitulation on that. So let's begin. First question is that a light ray enters from air to water. Speed of light in air is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. If refractive index of water is 4/3, then calculate the speed of light in water. Means what? Light ray enters from air to water. Okay, no confusion. Now in air it having a speed, in water also it have a speed. Refractive index of water given, means refractive index of water with respect to air given. Done. Now I have to calculate the speed of light in water, means the formula which related the speed of light with related to refractive index, that I will use here. So let's go for that. So refractive index of water given how much? Refractive index of water given 4/3. Done. Now we know refractive index of water with respect to air, whenever we are calculating refractive index of a medium, then refractive index in the numerator part, there will be, I need to put refractive index of the speed of light in air with respect to speed of light in that medium. So here medium is water, so here I will write speed of light in air by speed of light in water. In question this I need to find out. This given. So 4/3 equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. That's given already. Divided by speed of water, sound in water, I am writing SW, speed of sound in water. Okay. So what will be SW? So this 3 will be multiplied here. So 4 into SW equal to 3 into 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So SW equal to 9/4 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. 9/4 means 4 to the 8 means 2.25 will become 2.25 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So this will be the speed of light in water. Done. So the formula what I have used here, that is refractive index in a medium is equal to speed of light in air divided by speed of light in water. Done. Now coming for the next question. Next question is that when light ray refracted through equilateral prism, Angle of incidence and angle of emergence are 40 degree and 30 degree. Calculate the angle of deviation. I repeat, when light ray refracted through equilateral prism, then angle of incidence and angle of emergence are 40 degree and 30 degree. Calculate the angle of deviation. So whenever a light ray passes through a prism, then two things happening. There are two surfaces. So first angle of incidence in the first surface, then there is a refraction. Now after refraction it falls on the second surface, then there is a second refraction. Now conventionally the second refracted angle is taken as emergent angle and first incident angle obviously taken as incident angle. We know from prism that is angle of deviation delta equal to, what was the formula? Delta equal to I1 plus I2 minus A. A is what? Angle of prism. Now as it is a revision class, I am giving you the recapitulation. Angle of prism means the angle make all the surfaces, means this is A. So this is called angle of prism. This is also angle of prism. This is angle of prism. Now depending on my incident ray, I will take any one angle as my angle of prism. If it is a equilateral prism, all the angles are same. Otherwise, there should be the specification what is the angle of prism. Now since the hint given here, it is a equilateral prism. The hint given it is a equilateral prism means obviously the angle is 60 degree. Okay. Now I1 given how much? I1 is given 40 degree and I2 given 30 degree. So angle of deviation will be equal to 40 degree plus 30 degree. Now since it is an equilateral prism, so angle of prism will be 60 degree because all the sides are same. So 60 degree. So that will be equal to 70 degree minus 60 degree. So that is equal to delta equal to 10 degree. Clear? So this is my angle of deviation. Done? So by this, so this is also one formula whose derivation I need to remember, and also the last formula for numericals. This is also another formula. Only this formula you need to remember because derivation not required. So these two formula. Achha, next question. For a concave mirror, establish the relation between focal length and radius of curvature. Giving you a quick recapitulation, that is, concave mirror is which kind of mirror? We know for spherical mirror there are two types of mirror. One is concave, another is convex. So like this, if this is a concave mirror, so its reflecting surface will be like this. This is the structure of concave mirror. What is the structure of convex mirror? This is the convex mirror, means whose reflecting surface is inside the bulging one, and here the reflecting surface is outside the bulging one. So this is the concave mirror, remember? Concave mirror. And I will also be requesting you, before starting this video, please go through your books one or classwork copy once. Otherwise you can't understand this whole thing. So this is a concave mirror, this is a convex mirror. Remember, in class we have done. So these are the spherical formula. So here question is that for a concave mirror, establish the relation between focal length and radius of curvature. Means what I have to prove? The relation between focal length of the mirror f and radius of curvature. What is the relation? Relation is r equal to f by 2, means radius of curvature always focal half of the focal length. So r should be equal to f by 2. So that relation I need to prove for concave mirror. That relation I need to prove for concave mirror. So let's go for that. For that I need to rub my board. So give me time. So let's do. Now see, first let's draw the concave mirror. So first thing first, as you know, that is the relationship between focal length and radius of curvatures are twice of each other. Means whenever you are drawing, be particular about that, how much distance you are taking for focal length, make twice when you are taking its radius of curvature. Otherwise you can't complete the diagram, geometry will not come properly, and you can't establish the theorem. So let's do first concave concave mirror. Let's take concave mirror. From my many year experience, I can draw directly, but don't try this kind of stunt in exam. Use your ruler to make proper measurement. So this is suppose focus F, and if this is F, twice of F, so this will be C. Clear? Suppose my object is somewhere away from that radius of curvature. So radius of curvature is what? This is the radius of curvature, means if this is a curved mirror, this is a sphere one. So that radius of that sphere is the radius of that mirror. So radius of curvature is that. So it is well known that if parallel ray falls on the mirror, after reflection it will passes through focus. So first ray done. Clear? Now we know that is in case of mirror, always it's a reflection. Reflection means I need to draw a normal. So from radius of curvature on the arc of the mirror, if I draw straight line, that will be normal on the mirror. So from radius of curvature's point, I will draw one normal up to here. So this is my I, angle of incidence, this is angle of reflection R. Done. So let's make the numbering. That is mirror means I will denote it as M1, M2. Pole of the mirror means middle portion of the mirror is P, taken as P. The point where ray incidence, I will take it as A. Done. So this is the ray, suppose O, through O it's coming, falls on A, moving towards B. Now I need to prove. Achha, let's go for that first. See, since this is the normal over here, so obviously this angle I should be equal to R. I should be equal to R. Done. So what is happening? So angle OAC is equal to angle CAF. Okay, because the angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection, I equal to R. Done. Now see, this is a line, this is a line. Both are parallel to each other. This is the intersecting point. Means what? If this is a parallel line, so this angle should equal to this angle. They are the alternate angle. So this I should equal to this I. So if I am considering this whole triangle, means from triangle CAF, what I am getting, this angle is equal to this angle. So means from triangle CAF, angle ACA equal to angle CAF. Now property of triangular theorem, what I know? I know that if for a triangle two angles are equal, then their sides are equal. Means for this triangle, this sides is exactly equal to this side. So therefore what I can write, that is CF equal to FA. I can easily write CF equal to FA. No confusion. Now coming for the last approximation. Approximation is that we know that is a concave mirror. What I have taken here, concave or convex mirror. Remember that we are taking the aperture of the mirror is very small. Aperture means the curvature, means the mirror what I have taken, it's like this, not like this. Clear? So here the curvature is very much compared to here, means nearly about straight line I can say. Means the point A and P nearly close to each other. A and P is nearly close to each other, means I am writing FA or FP, both are same to each other. So CF equal to, I can write FP, CF equal to FP. Clear? This much clear. CF equal to FP, I think no confusion up to that. CF equal to FP. Now coming to the next one. Now CF equal to FP, if CF equal to FP, then what? FA means this is equal to this is, and CF equal to this one. So what I can write? That is PC equal to twice of FP. Now FP is what? Focal length. So twice of F, and CF equal to what? PC equal to what? PC equal to radius of curvature. So 2F equal to R. Clear? So that I am proving here, that is radius of curvature is twice of focal length. Done? So in my next video I will continue the revision class. Thank you.